So now I should get going because I have exactly 2 hours to get something done before the kids are ready for me to take them to school in the morning. So I'm just going to get right to it and hope that the rest of the day goes well enough for me to come back early and be able to sleep early in order to wake up tomorrow. Bye. So this past 2 weeks have been pretty hectic thanks to the fact that I started lectures. Trying to mix the two have been a challenge. Oh my god, there are so many mosquitoes here, it's not even funny. I'm trying to video this quickly so I can get out of here, but one thing I've realized so far is that finding the perfect time to record a video is like almost impossible. It's almost impossible. Like, no wonder a lot of people who do these things are like living alone, or they are by themselves or something like that, because when there are other people around, it's just almost ridiculous. Because I wake up too early, I don't have lights and stuff, so I can't video in the morning, and then when I wake up too late, I'm in a rush to do everything that I need to do. And sometimes just during the day, since I'm like between work and school, mixing the two, I can just forget to pick up my camera and do what I need to do and just remember to take footage. So I was about to edit this video and I realized there was quite a chunk of footage that was missing, or I just forgot to take, or I rather took for Instagram and I forgot to take for YouTube purposes. But that's just, I guess this is all part of it. This is all part of it. Right now, I've noticed a couple of things that I need to correct with these habits of mine, and the one thing I realized was I would wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, but because I don't particularly have my stuff all planned out the previous night before, I end up still being in a mess or not being motivated enough to get up. So I'd wake up at 4, right? My productivity level is like so bad. So I realized that I need to check that and I need to fix that. Another thing I also realized was the state in which I sleep the previous day really matters. I guess that's why people have night routines, and it looks like I'm gonna have to try and figure out one that will work for me. The problem with that for me is when I have work and I have to do it late into the night, to be able to wake up the next morning with the minimum amount of sleep, which is usually like maybe 4 hours, and still function, is what my problem is gonna be. So one thing I realized in the 4th week was that I started to sleep really fast. I started to actually sleep really fast. When I came home, I would have all my energy drained and not be exhausted, and next thing I know, I am just gone. I have fallen asleep several times, like while I was getting ready to go and take a shower, and I just sit down for like a few minutes and suddenly like I'm asleep, just like that. No warning, nothing, not a care. I can be like in the middle of a conversation with my boyfriend and I'm just like gone. Like totally gone. Another thing I noticed that I really had to work on was just preparing certain things. For example, I realized that kind of mixture to work for me. I'm going to have to outline clothing the previous day. I'm going to have to put out food the previous night. I would have to prepare my bag, clean my room, which is actually a really important point. to clean my room the previous night, because in the morning when I get up and I'm motivated and I see stuff all messed up, I am tempted to use that vital time to rather clean up my room, which is ridiculous because I'm just like that. Yeah. So I realized that it's better for me to try and use the first 30 minutes to just prepare myself. So take my shower, dress up, and then sit down. Then from 4:30 going till 7, where I drop the kids at school, I have a good time whereby I could work. This 2 weeks I have done extremely well. I am so proud of myself. I was afraid after the first week and the second week that maybe it wasn't kind of cut out for me, but I think it's getting into my system. You can see like signs of this happens when I don't have enough sleep, I don't have enough water, I'm not eating right. I mean, this looks so much better on camera. Like, it's actually not the best, and my skin on my face just looks so tired all the time. So I'm hoping that as I go on, my system becomes used to the sleep deprivation, I guess, that it's not used to, and it kind of fixes itself. That's what I hope. So I've come to the end of trying to put 4 a.m. into my system. Will 21 days work? I think it can. I really think it can. 21 days of forcing yourself to sleep at a certain time can definitely work, because can you actually make the habit of sleeping at 4 a.m. possible, like doing it in 21 days? And I think yes. I have been my most productive during the past 2 weeks. I know there are some few things I could have done better, and just generally gone about it a better way to just increase my productivity. But I didn't even do it consecutively, so I know that if I even continue, I've done it consecutively for 2 weeks, so I know that if I do it for another 2 weeks, that would make up the whole idea of the 21 days. Actually, I just need one week left, to be honest. Yeah. And I would be able to tell you whether indeed it's truly part of my system. I feel like it is right now, because the difficulty I was experiencing before is changing dramatically as each day passes, and as each day passes it gets easier to wake up at 4 a.m. But I realized that there are some things that do help, apart from the things I mentioned earlier in the video. Just generally sleeping early helps a lot. Preparing yourself the previous day before the next day comes helps you a tremendous lot. And there's another thing I do, which is writing all the things that I need to do the next day on a small piece of paper, and I put it in my pocket so that no matter where I am, I just take it out. Yeah, phone memos, yeah, they don't work for me. I'm sorry. I tried them. I tried the calendar on my phone, I tried the calendar on my laptop, but yeah, they just don't work for me. Sorry. Oh, on a small piece of paper, put it in my pocket, no matter where I am, I can just take it out and be like, yeah, this is what I need to do, and check. So it serves like as a physical reminder for me, which for me works much more than digital. But yeah, I don't know what my next habit is. I'm thinking maybe I'll do it randomly. Maybe I'll put them all into, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll write like 5 down and then put them into a hat and just like pick one. Are you sure? Like, I know my face was always darker than my body, but it's just in the end, guys, I decided to let Nana, Lee boyfriend, pick my next habit. He had no idea. But yes, so I have come to the end of my I've come to the end of my 4 weeks of trying to get my sleep pattern used to waking up at 4 a.m. and so far so good. I mean, you have like an everyday progress report on this, but now I have to go to another one, and I had 2 choices to either do like a pick, like randomly pick one, but I decided to let you pick one for me. So yeah.
What are my choices?
I don't know. The choices are so many. They're like A zillion. There's so many in the world.
Can I get like 5?
I don't drink enough water, so drinking water every day.
Right.
You know, they say you should drink 6 glasses of water a day. He knows how hard that is going to be for me.
I believe in you.
And what other habits are there that we always have to imbibe? Okay. I wrote it down, but no phone early in the morning. As in, like, when you wake up, it shouldn't be the first thing you reach for, which kind of doesn't make sense because I use it to do this YouTube. Yeah. Okay, then the other one is, okay, so the first one was what? The drinking water. Right. The second one, I'll just put the exercise at the second one. The third one is so journaling and getting myself prepared before, like, the previous night, like every evening.
Right.
Making sure I prepare for the next day every evening. The fourth one would be eating breakfast. I hardly do.
But
eat
that's
breakfast.
because of constraints. Do you choose not to eat breakfast? Or because of things come up, that's why you don't eat breakfast?
I think breakfast would be possible if I made it the previous night, or I found a way to make it in the morning.
That's the breakfast that you made the previous night.
Because some of my classes are at 7:30 a.m.
Right.
So I leave the house at 6:30 a.m. in order to get to class at 7:30 a.m.
Right.
But the thing is, if I prepared for it the previous night, I wouldn't have that problem in the morning. I'll just like grab it and go.
But if you wake up at 4 a.m., what's stopping you from making breakfast?
I'll be working. Okay, I don't have a morning routine set, so that would mean I would have to carve out like a particular time.
How about you do that one first?
So I should do the eating breakfast. Get a morning routine.
Make more sense.
So there we go. So there we go. The next habit I'm going to imbibe in my system is a morning routine, which I have no idea what this morning routine is gonna be about. What are you saying? Okay, so I don't know. Maybe I'll put 2 things together and say I'm doing a morning routine and a night routine, because I think the 2 of them just go hand in hand. It wouldn't make sense to make a morning routine and have it messed up because of my night routine. So might as well just do both together and let's see how that goes. So
basically, I have to record twice. One in the morning, one in the evening.
yeah, I have to record twice.
That's good.
How should I figure it? I'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. So you know what my next routine. Wow, I said routine. I said next routine. You figure out what my next habit for the next 21 days is gonna be, and I wish myself the best of luck.
Me too.
What do they usually say?
YouTube law. Hit that like button. Subscribe.
Yeah, that.